If anybody out of faith should wish to reprint this book for free distribution as a gift of Dhamma, Paṭipadā, they may do so provided these conditions are complied with, in which case there is no need to ask permission to do so. But printing this book for sale is not permitted, and to do so is an infringement of copyright. This accords with what I have done with other books that I have written, because my aim has been to bring what is of value to the world with purity of heart, without becoming involved in worldly entanglements. So I ask you to be considerate and to conform to this request. May blessings come to all you who read and listen to it, and to all those who practice accordingly. Appendix. The 5 khandhas. These are made up of body, feeling, memory, thought or imagination, and consciousness. It is difficult to appreciate the depth and subtlety of meaning within these 5, and in order to give the reader some basis for contemplation, a list of similes is given. These similes were given by the Buddha, and may be found in the section on the khandhas in the Samyutta Nikaya. The body is likened to a lump of foam floating down the river Ganges. Feeling is likened to the rain falling into a puddle of water, and each raindrop as it falls causes a splash and a bubble which quickly bursts and disappears. Memory is likened to a mirage seen in the desert. It has no substance to it, and is mere appearance. Thought and imaginative thinking are like a plantain tree, for if the outer layers of the trunk are peeled off, as one goes inward one comes to no pith or hardwood. Consciousness is likened to a magician who goes to the crossroads and displays all sorts of magical phenomena, but when it is done it all disappears and nothing is left of it. When one talks about the Nama Khandhas, one tends to think of them as being separate things or entities, but in fact they are all aspects of the Chitta. It is therefore more correct to think in terms of the Chitta performing the functions of feeling, memory, thought, or consciousness, for all of them are thoroughly dynamic and they are not static entities at all. Memory, Sanya. It has become popular in many places to translate the word sanya by perception, and this is a wrong translation. It seems probable that this stems from the translations of parts of the Tipitaka in the last century and early in this century by scholars who tried to put Buddhist ideas into Western philosophical concepts. The dictionary, the Concise Oxford, gives the meaning of perceive as to apprehend with the mind, to observe, to understand, etc., or to apprehend through one of the senses. And for perception it gives the act, the faculty of perceiving, intuitive recognition, and in philosophy, action by which the mind refers its sensations to external object as cause. All of the above definitions involve all of the mental khandhas and are complex processes. But in addition, if sanya is not translated as memory, then where is memory in the khandhas? Not enough thought has been given to the overwhelming importance of memory. Surely this should be clear to anyone who understands the devastating effect of Alzheimer's disease, in which the memory steadily diminishes until the unfortunate victim has no reference left from past experience and he becomes virtually an imbecile. Throughout Thailand, sanya is always translated by gwamjum, which just means memory, and this is universally accepted by both scholars and those who practice the ways of meditation. Khandhavatta, the groups of duties. The list of these duties is given below, but for a complete coverage of them, one must consult the books and commentaries on the Vinaya Pitaka. The relevant duties are to be carried out in the following situations. 1. By a bhikkhu when he visits a monastery or dwelling place. 2. By a resident bhikkhu in a monastery or dwelling place. 3. By a bhikkhu who is leaving a residence. 4. By chanting the thanksgiving after receiving food or other gifts. 5. In a place where food is eaten. 6. During the alms round. 7. By a bhikkhu dwelling in the forest. 8. In the dwelling place, the Senasana. 9. In the washroom, literally the fire room. 10. In the toilet place or room. 11. By the preceptor for his follower. 12. By a bhikkhu for his preceptor. 13. By a teacher, acharya, for his pupil. 14. By a pupil for his teacher. The ascetic practices, todangas. These are the ascetic practices as listed in the standard textbooks. It must be understood that their purpose in every case is to counteract specific defilements, kilesas, so they are to be applied by each practitioner as and when he finds need for them. 1. Wearing robes made from rags. 2. Wearing only the 3 robes and no others. 3. Getting one's food by going on the alms round, Paṭipadā. 4. Not omitting any house on the alms round. 5. Eating food only once a day at one sitting. 6. Eating only out of the alms bowl. 7. Having eaten food to one's satisfaction, one refuses any further food. 8. Living in the forest. 9. Living under a tree. 10. Living in the open, not at the foot of a tree nor under a roof. 11. Living in a charnel ground. 12. Being satisfied with any bed or resting place that falls to one's lot. 13. The sitter's practice. In other words, sitting, standing, or walking, but never lying down. Sangyojana. The Sangyojana are a list of 10 factors that bind people to the endless round of birth and death. They are 1. Sakkaya Dirti, the belief that there is an entity of self or individuality in the 5 khandhas. 2. Vicikitsa, doubt of a skeptical nature based on delusion. 3. Sīlaratano, usually translated as attachment to rules and rituals, but many who practice the way of Buddhism are not satisfied with this, and feel that it concerns morality more than rules and rituals. 4. Gamaraga, sensuous craving. Although this is a correct translation, amongst those who practice, the main emphasis is on sexual craving and all that proliferates from it. 5. Vyapada, ill will, malevolence. 6. Ruparaga, the desire for the exalted states of the Rupa realms. 7. Aruparaga, the desire for the exalted states of the Arupa realms. 8. Mana, conceit. 9. Uddhacca, restlessness. 10. Avidya, blind unknowing. These 10 factors are overcome progressively by the attainment of the 4 paths. Thus, the Sotapanna has overcome the first 3. The Sakadagami has also reduced the 4th and 5th. The Anagami has overcome the first 5 factors. The Arahant has overcome all 10 factors. The Vinayamukha. The Vinayamukha, literally the mouth of the Vinaya, is a set of 3 books which give a concise and fairly complete explanation of the Vinaya Pitaka. The Vinaya Pitaka consists of 5 large volumes in the Pali text translations, and while it is, allowing for inaccuracies, the final authority, it is certainly not concise. So for those who want to get an overview of the Vinaya, the Vinayamukha offers a useful alternative. The Vinayamukha is translated into English and is available from the Mahamakuta Buddhist Bookshop, opposite Wat Pawarnives Vihara, Brasumeru Road, Bangkok, Thailand. Aramana. The word aramana means a foundation, a support, or that on which something depends. But generally speaking in this book, this something refers to the state of mind and what flows out of it. As a supporting condition for mental states, the aramana may be an externally sensed object or an internal condition arising from feeling, memory, thought, or consciousness. Amongst those who practice the way of Gammartana, The word aramana is often used to refer to an emotional mental state, either good or bad, although to be strictly correct, it should refer to that which arouses or precipitates that state. In the Thai language, the word aramana, pronounced arom, always means the emotions, and sometimes in this book it also means the emotions.